Good afternoon, and welcome to Win with Tess, where you can be the master of your own financial destiny. My name is Tess Abellanosa, and I am a mother of three adult children, and most importantly, I am a grandmother. My husband, Sammy Sims, is always supporting me with my passion of giving back to the community. My focus is to help others understand and know their options so they can make the right decisions and put themselves on a better financial position in the future. Today, we are here with one of the successful mortgage broker in the city of Burbank, a very ambitious man who has been in the business for 17 years. Just like many successful business owners out there, he believes in financial freedom. This gentleman here is a dog lover, and his little princess Tasha is always with him. Please help me welcome Zack Nawabi. Hello, Zack. How are you doing today?
Hi Tess, how you doing today? I'm good.
You good? Did you go for your morning walk? I know you love to go for your morning walks.
Oh yeah, we go about 4 to 5 miles every single day.
How's the family? Is the family staying safe and healthy?
Absolutely, yes. Mom is still recovering. She's not 100%, but she's still recovering. Slow and
Uh,
steady.
Before we start, I would like for our viewers to get to know you a little bit more. How long have you been in the financial business?
I was 20 years old in college. Um, start seeing a lot of my friends that were around the same age, and they were doing really well without actually going to college. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? I don't want to be left behind, and I sure would love to know what you guys are doing. So I got into it. I started basically as a caller, telemarketer in a mortgage company just to get my feet wet. After several months, I found out that I was actually I had the passion of actually talking to people. I mean, I never had any problems with phone calls. So I moved on and became a loan officer at that point with a broker.
But I really enjoy seeing your positive posts, and you are always with Tasha, your little princess. Can you just tell our viewers a little bit about Tasha?
Tasha, I adopted her 2 years ago
Oh,
from a human society. And for those or just hearing the name of Tasha, she is a 50-pound red hair husky, Siberian husky.
you don't go anywhere without her. I'm sure if you can go see your clients with her, you would, right?
So once in a while, I'll bring her to the office.
Now, Zach, before this pandemic, the country experienced other market correction, and the last one was the 2008 financial crisis.
Yes.
And you said you started in 2003, so you felt this one. So, as a businessman, how did you prepare yourself with all the roller coasters of the market?
I was already working remotely because obviously, taking care of my sick mom. So it kind of forced me to work remotely. I couldn't be in the office. My processors, my assistants, I told them you could work from home if you like, as long as we set you up with the computers and you have a Wi-Fi. So they were coming to the office once a week or so, once, twice a week. But since I wasn't here, I wasn't expecting them to be here. And I gave them the options of just working from home and being a little more comfortable. And this COVID-19 took place. So we really, for the first 2 weeks, we kind of felt the bump on the street, just because most of the lenders and most of the real estate industry professionals, they froze. They literally didn't know what was going on. They couldn't do anything. So after the first 2 weeks, after that, we just got back to normal.
With the new normal and with families being back at home, how would you diversify your services to adapt to what they have been accustomed to?
We try to make it very easy and painless. So everything gets done through emails and phone calls.
Today, we would like to give our viewers some update on the current market. So, Zach, can you tell our viewers the difference between a broker and a retail bank?
Retail banks, they are very niche driven banks. Retail banks, just for consumers to know, retail banks are basically a depository bank that you can actually walk in and make any deposits, and they also offer mortgages for you. That's what retail bank is, compared to the brokers where it's not a depository bank, and a lot of our banks or investors are in the wholesale side. So I like to use an analogy. Think of it as a restaurant. You go in a restaurant, you already know they could only serve you what's on their menu. They cannot serve you anything else besides on their menu. Like if you go to a Chinese restaurant, you go to Italian restaurant, you go to Indian restaurant, they could only give you Italian food, they can only give you Indian food, they can only give you Chinese food. Now, as a broker, I like to call ourselves or myself a food court. So I'm a food court for consumers. So basically, when you come to broker shop, because we have so many different banks, especially being approved with 47 different banks, whichever bank is going to give me the best rate, best possible program for individual needs, I get to find that particular food for you.
I was smiling kind of big there because I am missing the food court where or even the buffet places where I can have everything that I want to eat.
Yeah,
So, how is the mortgage market in this current era when many are working from home and some lost their jobs?
it's doing fabulous. There's a lot of different programs that are out for first-time home buyers. The market hasn't slowed down. It's slowed down for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops, but it's back up again. The data showed as of last month, the mortgage applications are up by 11% nationwide. So people are looking to buy or refinance their current existing home. Rates haven't been this low. We're seeing rates in the mid twos, in the basically high twos right now, unconventional, that we haven't seen for, I would say, at least 30, 40 years. Qualified clients, meaning that you have a job, you have a good credit, you will get a loan.
What are the current rates?
It depends on how much you're looking to buy, how much down payment you're putting, and then what kind of property you're buying, and then your credit score comes into play. So from the bank side, from the underwriter or lender side, we look at as the risk. How much risk are we putting to give you this loan? If you're putting 3% down or 5% down, and compared to someone that's putting 20, 30% down, the risk factor for you is going to be much higher than someone that's putting 20, 30% down, because now they got more skin in the game. God forbid something happens to those buyers and they happen to lose their home. The bank is going to be a lot easier for them to take that house and sell it, and they already have 20, 30% in equity. The norm rate is around 3% right now.
With this amazingly low rate, I am sure many are considering to pursue their dream of becoming a homeowner now. So, what are the requirements to qualify for a home purchase?
Providing your financials, meaning if you work for a corporation, you get W-2. We ask for your pay stubs and W-2s, and then 2 months of bank statements just to show us where the down payment is going to come from. Other than that, that's all we need. We pull your credit. Based on your credit, we will know what kind of rate you qualify for, and based on your income, we will know how much you would qualify for the house. So we don't need that much. We just need 4 to 5 pieces of information, and then I could get you pre-approved.
That easy, huh?
I would advise everyone that are been considering buying a home or in the fence. I would definitely highly consider jumping into it now. Just because the money hasn't been this cheap, your mortgage payment is going to be lower than what your rent is.
With COVID-19, there are still so many uncertainties for most Americans. Where do you think the market is heading to?
With the low rates, the economy is going to be moving, and the feds are not going to increase the rates. In fact, there are some talks that they might even go negative, but that might only take place depending on how the economy, if they are able to rebound from the COVID-19, or how fast they can rebound. We're not going to see much of a rate increase. We're definitely going to see drop little by little, but the rates are still going to stay the same, just to get the economy back to normal.
Based on your experience, Is this a good time to sell?
I think it's definitely a great time to sell
Mhm.
because there's still a demand for properties. There's still people out there looking for homes. So when you list your property, you may not get 10 to 12, 15 offers like what it was before, but you're
Mhm.
still going to get about 4 or 5 offers.
Well, I am sure everyone who are in the market to purchase would like to know this next one. Are there any programs for self-employed clients?
There are products out there that are available for clients that are self-employed and don't like to show Uncle Sam, or not, I should take it back, or have a lot of expenses that they write off from their business. There are programs that we can get you qualified using a method of bank statements, where we will average your deposits from your business bank statements and get you qualified for home. Even sole proprietorships, not necessarily, they don't have to have a corporation or LLC. They could be even sole proprietorship and have a business under just for themselves, and you could still get qualified.
I heard from many businesses in different industries that because of the adjustments that they had to make to comply with the stay-at-home order
Mhm.
or shelter in place, there has been delays on the process of their work. How long does it take to obtain a loan with vintage lending?
We could get you in and out literally in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, depending on how fast you could get us the documentations, depending on how fast we could get the appraisal out there. Now, appraisals are available. Now they're willing to go into homes and inspect the home and give us a value. Before, for the first couple of weeks, there was no appraisers that wanted to go, because all now they're taking a lot of safety measures and they'll go inspect the property. So basically, we could get you in and out, from the beginning till end. If you're okay with it, if the seller's okay with it, we could get you closed within 20 days.
So it's
Yeah.
almost like nothing is happening.
All the underwriters, all the processors are working remotely. It's just like being back in the office.
I heard that Los Angeles County is considering to extend the stay home order for another 3 months. So my question to you is, how is the COVID-19 affecting the business?
Home is something that people will always need, just like eat food. You always need roof over your head. The need of having a home, the need of that American dream is always going to be there.
Before I let you go, do you have any special message that you would like to share with our viewers?
If you're concerned about the market, if you don't know where to start, if you don't know how much you could qualify for, if you just need information, or you may not be ready at this time, you may be ready, let's say 6 months down the road, 3 months down the road, consult, whether it's with my company or whether it's with a retail bank, whether it's with any one that you feel comfortable with, do a consultation. I always recommend to consult. Don't assume, because when you start assuming things, you're gonna talk yourself out of it. But if you do talk to a professional, know your options. I always recommend get a second opinion. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard the news that major banks are requiring a 700 FICO score
Mhm.
and putting 20% down. That doesn't mean that there's not every bank is going to require for that. In fact, we could get you into a house with a 600 FICO score and putting only 3.5% down. You know, using the FHA, we could
Mhm.
get you in the house with putting 3% down. Obviously, that's going to require at least a 640 FICO score. So it all depends on your needs and what kind of information you could provide and income wise.
Well, guys, you heard it right. The current rate is still low as ever. It is a good opportunity to refinance or buy and to access your equity that you have built.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, to save some legwork, it is best for you to talk to a broker instead of going to a retail bank. But like what Zach said, make sure you do some consultation with bankers or brokers, but do some research. Would you like to get more information? Well, feel free to reach out to me at my website, www.winwithtest.biz, or you can contact Zack Nawabi directly at 818-621-9666. Well, thank you, Zack. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Please join our future events where we will be interviewing young millennials, boss moms, and many more. Again, my name is Tess Abellanosa. Please follow me on Instagram and my Facebook page. Have a good afternoon. Thank
Thank,
you, Zack.
thank you, everyone.